It is championship weekend in the CIF state playoffs. I am Zack Poff here on the MaxWire, and we are days away from finding out if SoCal or NoCal will bring home bragging rights this weekend. In the granddaddy of them all, Modern Day, the #1 team on the Excellent 25, presented by the Army National Guard, takes on one of the newest members of the Excellent 25, Bishop O'Dowd, in the CIF Open Division Championship game this Saturday night at the Sleep Train Arena. The Monarchs haven't lost in 389 days, and the Dragons have reeled off 23 in a row, and this game features two of the best hoopers in the country, Stanley Johnson and Ivan Rabb. Modern Day has arguably been the best high school basketball program over the last 30 years and have had the who's who come through Santa Ana, California. But you can make the case that Stanley Johnson is the best player to ever rock the red and white. He is the winningest player in Modern Day history and is rated as the 5th best player among this year's class on 24/7. They have won 3 straight CIF state championships, and the Arizona-bound star is hoping to make it 4 for 4 this Saturday night. Bishop O'Dowd's Ivan Rabb is one of the most gifted PTPers in the country. The 6'10" junior is rated as the 2nd best player among the 2015 class on 24/7, and he is hoping to lead O'Dowd to their first state title in 33 years and bring home their 2nd in school history. In the NorCal championship game against Michigan-bound DJ Wilson in Capital Christian, he feasted for 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks on one good ankle. This is the 2nd matchup of the season between Modern Day and O'Dowd, with the Monarchs pulling out a 63-59 overtime thriller in the Tarkanian tournament final back in December. Johnson put up 25 and 8, and Rabb scored 24 and grabbed 21 boards to go along with 5 swats. Now shifting gears to the Division I championship game, Monte Vista puts their 31-1 record on the line against Corona Centennial, who come in ranked 12th overall in the Freeman Computer Rankings. Monte Vista needed overtime to take down Freedom 59-51, and Centennial needed extra time to get by Lonzo Ball and Chino Hills 80-73. Centennial has 2 of the best hoopers in the state in Long Beach State commit Deontay North and SMU-bound Cedric Bearfield. North put up 27 in the overtime win against Chino Hills and scored 7 of those 27 in OT. And Bearfield put up 21 and dished out 5 dimes. They're putting up 42.5 points per game in the CIF playoffs so far. Monte Vista enters the Sleep Train Arena riding a 13-game winning streak, and they won their first ever CIF Division I Northern Regional Championship last weekend. This team is loaded with experience. All 5 starters are seniors, and Spencer Rust has been an absolute stud, averaging 18 and 7 in the CIF playoffs. Sticking with teams with great chemistry, how about the Bulldogs from Folsom? They enter Saturday's title game winners of 22 straight, and they hope to make it 23 in a row against one of the most talented teams in the country, St. John Bosco. Folsom sophomore sensation Jordan Ford is the most underrated player in all of California in my eyes. In the regional semifinals against Sarah, this kid took the game over, trailing 46-36 in the 4th. He put up 19 of his 25 points in the final 8 minutes, scoring 17 of the team's final 21, and splashed down the game-winning fadeaway J to give the Bulldogs a 58-57 lead in the final seconds. This kid has that it factor, and he learned it from handling business on the chess table. He won multiple age group state championships as a youngster, and his nickname on the chess table was the Storm because he was intimidating older players. Well, he's doing the same thing on the court, and the Storm has led Folsom to a school record 32 wins, and this is their first state title game since 1985. St. John Bosco was a force on the gridiron this year, and during the CIF playoffs, they have been a force on the hardwood. This squad reminds me of this year's Kentucky team. They're getting hot at the right time and have one of the most talented teams in the country. Their 3-headed monster of Daniel Hamilton, Tyler Dorsey, and Vance Jackson have been feasting during the playoffs. Over the last 2 games, the trio is averaging 65 points combined, and during their 4-game winning streak, they're winning by an average margin of 23 points per game. If you want a great story, you don't have to look any further than the Division III championship game between Sir Francis Drake and Chaminade. There's nothing better than a Cinderella story in March, and that is what Drake brings to the table. The Pirates entered the CIF playoffs as the #9 seed and took down the top dog, Sacred Heart Cathedral, then reeled off 2 more road wins to secure their spot in Friday's championship game at Sleep Train Arena. 6'6" junior Jesse Hunt has been a monster during the playoffs, averaging 22.5 points, 9 boards, and 3+ steals per game. They're trying to win their first state title since 1982, and Hunt's father, Dan Hunt, who was an assistant coach at Drake, was a member of their last state championship squad 32 years ago. Chaminade had to hit a 30-footer to punch their ticket to the big dance, And Michael Ogini was the most famous dude in West Hills after banking in this stop-and-pop game winner against Santa Margarita. Ogini balled out for 32 points in the SoCal Regional Finals, scoring all 18 of Chaminade's fourth quarter points and put up 26 of his 32 in the final 16 minutes. Now looking at the D4 title game, Moreau Catholic takes on Bishop Montgomery in the first boys game on Saturday afternoon at Sleep Train Arena. Moreau Catholic has reeled off 11 straight, and they have two of the best hoopers in NorCal with freshman sensation Damari Milstead and sophomore stud Oscar Fryer. Milstead already has offers from UC Berkeley and New Mexico State, and Fryer has drawn interest from Cal, Arizona, Memphis, and a handful of other primetime D1 programs. Bishop Montgomery enters the championship game after winning all three of their CIF playoff games by double digits, and Steven Thompson Jr. has been balling in this tournament. He's averaging nearly 25 points per game and scored a career-high 32 in their opening round win against Oaks Christian. In the D5 title game, St. Joseph Notre Dame takes on Renaissance Academy, and both teams come in red-hot, riding 13-game winning streaks. St. Joseph has been in the CIF championship game 5 of the last 6 years, but only have one state title to show for it. They're hoping to make it 2 this Friday afternoon. And don't forget to give us a shout out on Twitter about why your team is worthy of being selected to the MaxPreps Tour of Champions by using hashtag BasketballTOC, and hit us up on Instagram as we're getting closer to selecting the TOC winner from the state of California. Well, that is all the time we have for you here today. I am Zack Poff here on MaxPreps.com, America's source for high school sports.